Welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back for my existing subscribers. Today I want to talk to you about my two mice that I've been using, one for over a year and the other one since about January-ish. So I got a G Pro Wireless and I got a Razer Viper Ultimate, right? And let's start with some of the benefits, because at the end of the day, regardless which one of these two mice that you go with, you're going to have a great mouse for gaming. But they're both wireless, which is fantastic. They're both really light, although the Razer Viper Ultimate is a little bit lighter. So I'll start with some of the benefits of that one, right? So it's lighter. I feel like the clicks, I like them a little bit better, even though technically to my hand, the actual G Pro Wireless feels a little bit more responsive when you click, right? But the clicks on the Razer feel a lot more sturdy. They feel a little bit better. It's also an optical switch, so you won't have to worry about some of the issues that I ran into with older Logitech mice, which thankfully this one has not had, which is double clicking. Play a game like Call of Duty, you'll notice that sometimes I noticed it when I was playing Modern Warfare and I shot the scar that my G502, it was almost like it was like I was double tapping, right? Or I would stop shooting for a second and continue shooting. So I noticed that after a while, and I was like, okay, well, this is something that's happening. And I found out that it's a mechanism that breaks in the Logitech mice. But because this one essentially is a light that when you press the mouse, you won't run into that issue with this. The downside I've heard about the Razer Viper Ultimates, which I didn't really experience, was that you can actually, the keys get, or the clicks get a little mushy, which like I said, I didn't experience. I had it over a year. But another thing that I do like about this mouse over the actual G Pro Wireless is that you can actually, it comes with a dock. So you can actually charge it, not wirelessly because you have to snap it in there, but you can charge it as well as insert the range extender. So instead of having the USB plugged into the PC, you can actually plug it into the dock and then bring that range closer to you. So I don't know off the top of my head, maybe I'll throw a number on there how long the cable is. I'd say 3 feet maybe. But you can plug in the actual adapter or the dock into your PC, and then instead of your wireless USB receiver going into your PC, you can plug it into the back of that charging dock. So that helps out a lot, especially for connection drop-offs, like if your mouse is just too far away from the tower because you have a nice neat setup. That's one thing that I would say is fantastic there. Another downside before I switch over to the Logitech is that the software, I don't like Razer Synapse. I always uninstall it. But I guess you could look at the advantage of the onboard memory for this mouse, because I save all my key binds that I need and all my binds to the mouse, and then I delete the software. So I don't have to worry about it coming up. Issues that I ran into when I did have Synapse installed, for those of you that get like a Huntsman, because you can't customize it unless you have that installed. The issues that I would run into were specifically Game Manager. So if you disable that, you might be better. It might not be the end of the world, because it would check for what game you're running apparently. And when it does that, you would notice a significant stutter in your game. So it would like run in the background for a quick second, and for like 3 or 4 seconds in your game, you get a lot of stutter. But in a fast-paced game like Call of Duty, it's not going to work out, right? All right, so switching gears, we're going to talk about the Logitech G Pro Wireless. Things I like about it, like I said, the buttons are a little bit more pronounced, so they're easier to click than on the Razer Viper Ultimate. So you can click on the side buttons. I have all 4 installed. The way I have it set up right now is usually my grenades are my top left mouse button, or on the side I'm talking about. My melee is usually the bottom left. My push to talk is the top right, and then the bottom right is my record. Right, so like I used to try to have that as my middle mouse, but both of these mice have really good middle mouse clicks. So for me, I was newer to PC. Every time I would try to click the middle mouse, it would automatically switch guns, and that's a problem for me. So I had tried to bind something different to that. But now I'm actually comfortable using the middle mouse. I can mount in Warzone. There's a lot of things I could do that I don't have to worry about, right? So they're a little bit more pronounced, easier to press. The clicks on the mouse, which I mentioned earlier, are a little bit more responsive, I would say. It's a little bit heavier than, let's say, for instance, the Viper Ultimate, but it's not so much so that I would say it's negative to the point don't buy it, right? The Logitech G Pro software, I actually leave installed. It doesn't really fight with anything. I don't have any issues. It's never caused me issues. And then I just went out and got a Logitech G Pro keyboard, the 10 keyless, first 10 keyless keyboard I did. Let me know if you want to see me kind of talk or give a review or impressions about it. But overall, the Logitech software doesn't bother me. I don't have it running in the background. It doesn't boot with my PC. And when I need it, I open it up and it pretty much rocks and rolls. Another thing that I do like about the G Pro Wireless is that the battery seems to last me like 2 to 3 weeks. It's kind of nuts. The Razer, I usually get a few nights out of it, maybe 4, right? And I don't use it a lot, right? So I get like 4 nights out of it. But like I don't ever have to charge my G Pro Wireless. I just charge it because I know I'm starting to get low and it's been like a week and a half and I'm like, all right, whatever, let me charge it. So it's good to know that it's a little bit of a peace of mind where you kind of could just roll and just, it's kind of like iPhone. That's the best way I can explain it. It just works and the battery is really good on it. So you don't really necessarily have to keep an eye out on it. Whereas on my Viper, I remember specifically there's nights where I go to play and I'd have to charge it up for a couple minutes and then I can play for like, an hour, 2 hours. It's not a long time, but I wouldn't just be able to hop on and just play. And in my final thoughts, if I could only pick one, I would probably go with the Razer Viper Ultimate just because it feels a little bit lighter. You get, like I said, you can have that onboard memory, which the Logitech also has, but because the software sucks, in my opinion, it's just nice to be able to save that and then remove Synapse. Also, you get the dock, so it looks really nice. So if you plug it into your PC, you can control it if you kept Synapse on. But you can control the RGB lights that you get from the dock. It looks really nice. And it's a cool way to charge it. It's just unfortunate that, if you turn your PC off, there's no power going to it, so there's no way to charge it. The only other thing I would say is maybe plug it into a wall outlet, which I don't know how safe that would be, but that's another thing you could do so that you could charge your mouse when you're not playing. But hopefully this video helps you out a little bit. I'll try to throw, a couple different games in there, throw up a little mix. But like I said, both mice are amazing. They're the best 2 mice I've ever owned. If I could only own one, it will be the Viper Ultimate, specifically for those features that I mentioned, being a little bit lighter, having a dock that comes with it. And the optical switches. So you would never have to worry about, double clicking issues arising in the future. Although I don't have that issue on my G Pro Wireless. So that's it. That's all I got. Hopefully this helps you out. You guys be easy. I'll catch you in the next video.